So I have a second data set, which is the project issue file, which you can see right here. I did this one the same way as I did the other data set in a previous video. Feel free to check that out. Also, for this time, I'll add a second session where I'll log in with my same name. This is a possible option. What I'd like to do right now is to show you the issue file, so we'll click on that. Once we click on it, we can see here on the left that it has an issue ID as well as a project ID, which relates to the projects that we already have. For right now, it's an input field. The issue ID is empty, but that's not good. So what I would like to do is add an auto counter for the issue ID. As you can see, we can type in the ID, which we will do. This is an easy fix. Another thing I want to do is make the project in reference, because what I would like to see at the end of the day, if we click on our project file, and I click on the file so I can see the details here, I see all the information pertaining to the file and see any issues. So basically, this is ultimately what I would like to be able to do. So with that said, let's get started. So we will start by clicking on design. We will do the auto counter field. So let's click on data set here. Then we will click on our project issue file. After that, we'll click on field definition. I want to change the field ID. Up here at the very top, we can see that there's an interim ID added. This is a field that you should not change. You want to always leave this as your first field. So to the left here, I will just click on the up and down arrows. Remember that these fields can be moved up or down on the page, just depending on your preference. So on this page, I'm going to check to see if the field is a text field, which it is, and my length is 10, which is good enough to hold the auto counter. To add it, I'll click auto counter, then add record. Okay, now we need to add a prefix. All right, so in this field, what we'll do, we'll say issue number. We'll click our drop down here. We see we have 4-digit. There's a minimum value of 1, or you can go as much as 1,000. It depends on you, doesn't matter. In this case, I just chose 4 digits because I'm not expecting my product to have more than 10,000 issues. You can also add an end text. For this one, we'll just go with B, but you could choose whatever works for you. And we'll say that this is step 1. And we'll choose to update the existing value. This means that the empty field will be filled with a value, and if it's recognized as a number, then it will change that number into a number that fits this standard. So I'll either confirm, and by confirming, this puts it into the real design, or save, which just keeps it in the design idea. So we'll click confirm. We want these changes to show in the real file. So we'll go up and click on our real file and then go back. Okay, now let's go up here to our data set and click on that, and then let's click on our issue file. And as you can see, the issue ID has changed into 1, 2, 3, 4. And we see that our empty value has become number 4 and is in the last row. Okay, going back up here. Okay, now at the top here, we have different fields, and we can click on the field definition. We'll click on that, which will take us directly to the next field definition. We want to see our project name, so we'll click over here. Okay, and then next, we would like to add a reference data set. We'll click that, and then we'll click add record, so we can add a reference data set for this. All right. Now on this page, let's see, what we want to do is reference it to the project file. Now, over here in our reference field dropdown, it has a project name. So yeah, let's click on that. And let's look at our reference field value. Actually, let's make the field value our project name and the field project ID. That's much better. All right. And we also have the option to use this as a filter, but for now we'll say no. And reference data has a language option. So if you have multiple languages, then you would use that. Now, here's a little trick that I've already prepared. I'll add percentage, the name of the field, percentage. For my project ID, you see that it's put in brackets here. However, there's no brackets for the project name. So this will change the appearance of the labels for the ID as well as for the name. Okay, for our SQL addition, I'll come back to that later. Feel free to click the question mark if you need additional information regarding that. Now let's click confirm, and we'll go back to our real project here, and I'll click on refresh. Let's click on confirm. Okay, so once we refresh, we can see that the project name changes to a field where the project ID and the name are in the same field. Okay, now on here, I can see in the project dropdown, I can easily choose the project that it belongs to. All right, so let's just scroll down and we'll go back to the previous page. Let's click our other tab here at the top. Okay, and then let's also click dataset. What I'm looking for is that if I go to my project file dataset, and then I click on, yes, if I click on the dataset buttons, so yeah, I'm going to click on that now. We see that there are no buttons. So I'll just click confirm. I have no other options, so let me just try it again. So let's click on my file and click dataset and then project file here at the top. We'll go over to dataset buttons here. Click add record. That makes more sense for us. If I wanted to, I could add some design clarifications. The moment you add more text, it'll enlarge, so it gives you space. I have my project file here, and we'll click our drop down. Our project ID is the one that we are linking to our dataset, and we will link it to our project issue dataset. Okay, and the fields that we want to use in the dataset is project. And we have no additional statements to add, so we'll just leave that part blank. It's very straightforward. As far as show buttons, we have the option to show button on the input screen. We could show on the overview screen or on the update screen. We'll do it on the update screen. So this way, when we first add a project, then we save the project. Once it's saved, then we can update it, and you will see the button on the update screen. From there, you will be able to go to the issues. Okay, and then actions on dataset, and we see that select is here. We want to select all the records for the issues that are there. And once our fields are good to go, we can come down here and click on confirm. All right, so we're looking pretty good now. So let's click on design. Okay, wait, first let's go up and click on home. All right, now click design, and we'll click on our file. I forgot one thing. Here, let me go back real quick. So what I want to do is just to explain something really quickly. If I go to the dataset buttons, and then I make my selection here, you will be able to see that you can also change the order of the buttons down here at the bottom. So we see these blue buttons here. Okay, and there's another thing as we see here where it says show button on top of the screen. If we select that, then this button will show here at the top. So I'll select that option. I just think it's a nice feature to have. So now let's confirm our changes. Okay, so now let's go to our button text. We'll go down here to the bottom here. We'll click our button text. However, it'll just be some codes that'll show up. For our label text, let's call the button issues. So let's put that in. And we will have a different name for each label text. And you can put whatever name in the labels that you would like. All right, and then once you've labeled them, then just click confirm. Okay, so now I'll go back to my actual project here and then go up to home. Now let's click on our project file overview. And I will go to my project here. As you see at the top, I have a button labeled issues, and then also one down here at the bottom labeled issues. Let's click the one at the top, and we will see all of the issues appear that belong to this particular project. So we have 4 issues listed here. If I click on one, we see that the project cannot be changed because it's part of the project. However, if you really want to make changes, then just go back to the tiles on the home page and click the issues, and then you'll be able to make changes that way. All right, so let me go back and let's click add a record. And we see here that the issue ID automatically update the number to the next number in the sequence. So in this case, it would be number 5. My project name is here, so I can just start filling in the missing information. All right, so that is basically it for this demo. So now you should be able to add references as well as create buttons. In the next video, I'll show you how you can do the same thing about adding the button to the top. You'll be able to play around with the design and add some different features. So we'll do that in the next video. So you'll be able to create that same style like you see here. Once again, thank you guys for your time, and I will see you in the next video.